Hello again. I am back. Second one of the year. Another one in a hotel room. Yes, I am in a travel lodge. I am out of the country. I'm in Scotland. Yeah. I'll get onto that a bit later on, but I hope everyone's had an amazing sort of few days, sort of having celebrated the new year, and aren't struggling too much in getting back into the grind of everyday work life. I know it's like some jobs it's a bit easier to do than others, as we say. And well, if you're up here in Scotland, you get an extra day's bank holiday. So I've discovered, but that's by the by. I think I did my previous video uploading. I can't remember if it was either New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. So if that's the case, if it was New Year's, actually, it's most likely to have been New Year's Eve, considering my New Year's Eve's actual celebrations were um, slightly different, I suppose, than others. I mean, this is something that can be viewed on my TikTok channel quite recently. It's just a case of I've been playing games and drinking away my sorrows, I suppose. I'm not someone that's overly keen on doing nights out. I think New Year's Eve, sort of going out, particularly nights out in clubs and things like that, it's it's overpriced, just absolute nonsense. It's a time of the year which is overhyped to such an extent that it will never reach up to any great deal of expectation, giving time for people to reflect whether they've had good or bad years. I can't really say mine's been overly positive. I suppose there are positive things that I need to start focusing in on and taking more into account, looking at the glass half full as opposed to half empty. But that's I think that's one for me to work on. But the night was spent sort of having a few, playing a few different games with a few different people. So this included Hogwarts Legacy, one of the new games I've been playing, Gotham Knights, as well as Dead by Daylight, which is probably the most regularly played game I think this year, or the last couple of years, for me to be perfectly honest. Partly because it's one of the more social ones I have available. Like, I've got a lot of friends that play the game. Had quite a bit of a laugh, having had quite a bit to drink with various songs that were sung very poorly. It was sort of a gaming karaoke, should we say. Only one got uploaded because only one was, let's just say, safe enough to upload due to the possible inappropriate language and just general messiness, I think, and actually getting something with a nice bit of clarity. Um, but yeah, that's there for you. If you do have TikTok and you are watching this, by all means, check that, like that, share that, do all of that jazz. Yeah. So beyond that, so getting back to work on the second and third, so it's only the 2 days, a 2 day week to start things off, which wasn't too bad. It's in the office, assisting colleagues with finishing up their MBS jobs, both of which that I did were floor plans, which aren't necessarily too bad. Are the aspect of building service that I think I prefer the most, because it's always a certain level of clarity. You can trim, you can cut a point cloud, you can slice it to make sure it's nice and clear, as long as you are getting the right making sure you're slicing up several points, but being consistent where you're drawing things, bearing in mind that there are different things that can happen at different levels when you're looking at a building, whether it's down to the beams or potentially some of the fittings within a room, which obviously have to take into consideration, i.e., radiators, sinks, baths, showers, toilets, yeah, all of that jazz. Um, yeah, that's sort of that managed to wrap up one job and assist the said colleague who's going to be drawing up that job later in the week. helping them move everything along, making sure everything gets done, which is very good. I suppose throughout the week, and this probably stretches into the weekend, it's been regular to go into the gym. I had a small break for Friday and Sunday, which I'll get onto. I think the Friday was a well due break, considering I think we're in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday. It's been rather constant. It was maybe doing it to sort of catch up a little bit, but reinforcing this habit, making it become a habit, which is a good thing, a very good thing in my opinion, which I'm sort of happy to say is going well. I have got a routine, I have got a structure to it. There have been slow, incremental improvements. I don't know whether I've gotten buffer, whether I've gotten fatter during these videos. So, and I have not done before or after shots. It's a thing for me. That's it. It's a means to help my headspace, to get fitter, to get stronger, to be a better version of me. I suppose in some respects. Obviously, you need to make sure that you do have those rest days, and I managed to do that on the Friday and on the Sunday. The Friday in particular, having done this, had a quite successful stream on Twitch, predominantly playing Gotham Knights, managing to speak to a few different people from a few different countries as well, just being able to chat about games, about superheroes, about football, which I personally really enjoyed, and encourage more people to do, to get involved in Twitch, to have a chat. Very friendly and approachable person to speak to. If you want to chat about literally anything, I could have spoken about literally anything. I'll usually be playing with a mate who would absolutely love to contribute, because he'll have an opinion on almost anything, just like I would as well. There'll always be sort of several other people as well which would like to get involved and talk. I can't recommend sort of Twitch enough. I'm happy to play different games and do different things. It's just having a bit of a laugh and just sort of being a nice sort of space just to chat more than anything else, which I think sort of some people need. They need that environment, that safe space, whether it's sort of more casual in a situation we just talk to people like that, or whether it needs to be more structured. It's something that I believe in, and it's something that everyone else can get involved with as well. Beyond that, I should also mention I made a few Amazon purchases as well. These were some things that I really needed, I think, in my opinion. I made three big purchases, one of which is a calendar. I love the idea of having a solid calendar to write and scribble things down on and whack it up on my fridge. I know you've got a calendar on your phone, but I don't like the feel of that, just writing it down on there. I needed something solid, something a bit more visual. I can see it in front of me. So I got a funny animals selfie calendar stuck to the fridge, filled out with all the birthdays, all the potential gigs, a few other things going on as well, like when I've got booked off of work, which I absolutely love and is absolutely brilliant and very important. Another thing I managed to buy was a aftershave, to be honest. I don't go out regularly. I don't ever fixate or think upon it too much. I've decided, you know what, I'm going to try and be a bit more positive, a bit more love towards myself, I think, which is probably the best way to go, looking forward, whether it's just small things in appearance, like doing your hair, just sort of taking your time a bit more in appearance, or just something like that. Some little simple things that can just give you that little extra boost throughout the day, which is really, I think, is really important. Another thing, because I'm someone that naturally struggles quite a lot with sleep, I managed to treat myself to blue light blocking glasses. Now, I really, really struggle to sleep. I'm someone that's constantly in front of a screen, whether it's gaming, whether it's on my phone. So what I've decided is that I need to do something to try and help my sleep. But because these things emit blue light, I've decided I'm going to try and do something to help with my sleep. Now, wearing these predominantly in the evenings after I've had dinner and so on, if I'm gaming and so on like that, I'll whack those on, take those off, take contact lenses off and everything. And I tested these out Friday night, and I just drifted off. Normally, I'm like, everything's away. I'm tossing and turning in my bed for an hour plus trying to sleep. With these, it was about 5 to 10 minutes. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I can't stress enough how much a good night's sleep is worth to a lot of people, myself included. Like, for example, I think that night was one of the first times that I even managed to just have a dream or remember a dream. I can't even remember the last time I managed to remember a dream. Maybe because you've got to sort of be in that like lucid state, I think it's called, I think it's said. But I really enjoyed enjoying having these, and I think this is something that, looking forward, if I can get more and more good night's sleep, it's going to improve my health, my well-being, just my general state of mind going into things going forward, in everyday life, in work and in everything. But I mean, that's something for other people to potentially look into. I know predominantly most people look at their screens a lot, particularly sort of before going to bed. So I'd like people to sort of consider that and trying to think of things to sort of help their everyday life. For me, it was sleep, so again, something like that, but it might be something different to someone else. But I'll let you be the judge of what's best in your health and your mind. Past that, would have been yesterday, would have been Sunday, and Sunday was a day for driving. Because as you can see, I'm up in Scotland, and from Ipswich, it's a long, long drive. We set off early-ish, had a slight break part way through because Ipswich were playing on TV. I did want to watch the game, and I did slightly want a pint. Don't worry, I was driving with a colleague. He drove the rest of the way. I don't drive drunk. That's a big thing. So managed to watch that game. Obviously a bit annoyed about how it finished and how it ended, but that's by the by really. And so managed to continue driving up a day which was constantly heaving it down with rain. It was horrible. Anyone who was out and about on Sunday, you didn't want to be for very long. Was walking around in sludge, in sleet, in snow, in rain. It was horrible. It was cold. It was miserable. It was proper winter weather on Sunday. Not one for people to enjoy. So now obviously I'm up in Scotland, currently based in Dumfries, sort of working nearby, which I'll go over on my next chat. So my song I'm recommending, I don't know if I can necessarily call it a happy song now, or maybe I'm trying to transition away from that, but it's like the main song I've been listening to over the last week or so. Granted, this is a slightly older one. It was by Kygo and Codeline, Raging. It's probably featured quite a bit in a few different TV series and games. It's sort of very energetic and very sort of psyching yourself up a little bit. Codeline are a band that I used to absolutely love a few years ago. They're sort of an indie band who had a very, very strong album, and I went a little bit off the boil from them afterwards. And Kygo naturally do very upbeat and sort of fun dance music. But I'll leave you there. Thank you very much. I will see you all later.